Unit 3 focuses on conceptualizing leadership in our learning communities. And in this unit, we focus on what really is leadership in a learning community. What really is the role of leadership in the learning community? And just at the beginning, I want us to think of words like participatory leadership, think of shared vision, think of teamwork, think of a coming together of people, sharing their resources, sharing and pulling together knowledge, skills, abilities to grow that learning community. There is indeed a changing role of leadership in the learning community. And, many of us in the Caribbean, in the past, we are used to the principal being sole leader. We're used to a very autocratic style of leadership. We're used to the one-man show, a culture where one person was in charge of managing the school, and that came from a culture of educational administration or educational management. Now we are into educational leadership and leadership for a learning community. When you think of leadership for a learning community, you think of collaboration, you think of inclusion, you think of shared decision making, you think of school agents all coming together with stakeholders and participating. You think of the value of people in the school leadership. As said before, leadership in the learning community is participatory. It's not a one-man show. It's not the principal as the sole leader. Leadership in the learning community is a team. And when you think of educational leadership, you no longer think of one person, but you think of whoever in that school that plays a part of the leadership. And that could be the principal, the vice principal, senior masters, senior teachers, head of departments, teachers themselves, parents, whoever is a part of that decision-making process in the learning community makes up the leadership in the learning community. And it is all about participatory leadership. In reconceptualizing leadership in communities of learners, we take the focus from the traditional field of individualism or individual leader to a culture and a relationship of shared power. In this new concept of leadership, we focus on shared power, shared vision, and collaborative way of thinking. In this way, all stakeholders, leaders, parents, teachers, school agents understand what is important and what is priority. In this way, the goal of the learning community, the vision of the learning community, the growth and what is intended for the learning community is protected. And in our reading, Collins talked about the EDGEG concept. And in this concept, he lists 3 things that are consistent with this culture. 1. Determining what your learning community can excel at. 2. Determining what has the greatest impact on the community's reputation or sense of worth. And 3. Determine what is the community's collective passion. Graham and Ferriter 2010 discusses 8 core concepts that we must consider when building a learning community. 1. A common vision. 2. Empowering the core team. 3. Developing trust. 4. Team development support. 5. Conflict, frustration, and stress management. 6. Data analysis, formative assessment. 7. Instructional improvement. And 8. Building a collective intelligence. At this time, I think it is very important that I stop and just mention a little bit about networking. Networking is very valuable in the professional learning community. And when you think of networking, you think of networking within your institution or collaborating with other educational institutions. You think of networking with chat groups, associations, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I personally can tell you that since I joined LinkedIn, I have found that I have learned so much by joining other learning communities. I've learned so much through seminars, through articles, and through blogs. And so I want you at this time to think as a learning community in ways in which you can grow and you can develop through networking. Lieberman and Wood 2002 discusses 11 social practices that help to make and maintain a strong learning community. 1. Approaching each colleague as a valuable contributor. 2. Honoring teacher knowledge. 3. Creating public forums for sharing. 4. Engaging in dialogue and critique. 5. Turning ownership over to others. 6. Situating human learning in practice and relationships. 7. Providing multiple entry points in the learning community. 8. Guiding reflection on teaching through reflection on learning. 9. Strong leadership. Sharing leadership. 10. Promoting an inquiry stance. And 11. Encouraging a reconceptualization of professional identity and linking it to professional learning community. How is your learning community? Is it weak or is it strong? In a weak learning community, teachers work in isolation and have little opportunity to engage in conversations. In a strong community, in contrast, teachers collaborate. They collaborate about teaching, they collaborate about learning, they develop expertise through shared knowledge. In conclusion, I want to share with you a final thought from Lieberman and Miller 2011. Based on the idea that educators can learn from each other, learning communities create and maintain an environment that fosters collaboration, honest talk, and a commitment to the growth and development of individual members and to the group as a whole. They work from the assumption that teachers are not mere technicians who implement the ideas of others, but are intellectuals who are doing knowledge work. In the learning community, they practice, they try out, and they reflect together.